Down, Pep.
Coming in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. It's Curt Thompson coming to you with my great friends, Pepper Sweeney and Amy Cella. We of the Being Known podcast team. And we're so glad that you have joined us on this Facebook production. We are here to announce to you. Is that applause? No, that's. I think that's the trash folks in your background, Amy.
Truck.
That's
I'm going to change my audio.
Well, that's okay. We just keep recording because everybody wants to know. People, we want to be known. We want to be known, and we're just going to keep this rolling because we are here to announce to you all that the second season of the Being Known podcast is on its way, and it will release on Wednesday, June 16th at what time?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Eastern time. So for all of you folks who are rising early in LA and the western parts of the country, like Amy does, you will have the opportunity to listen to it early in the morning. But we want to let you know that we're going to be coming to you with the second season and would love to hear from both Pepper and Amy just a little bit about what you felt like the first season was like and what hopes do you have for the second time around?
Amy, would you like me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You can lead us off, Pep.
Okay. First of all, I do want to say to you guys, if you like the show, would love you to review the podcast. That really helps us a lot, and subscribe to the podcast. That helps a ton to get the word out. Also, as we're sharing some things that we liked about the first season and we're looking forward to about the second season, we'd love to hear from you about what you liked from the first season. You can go ahead and post it in the comments here. Maybe also talk to you about maybe some things that you'd like to hear more of, or maybe if we're not covering things that you'd like us to, go ahead and put all of that in there as well. For me, for the first season, I didn't know fully what to expect going into it. We had a lot of pre-production meetings and we talked about it and everything. And but a couple of things. One is I had no idea if anybody was going to listen to this. I mean, it didn't, I certainly didn't envision, we just hit 42,000 downloads today, which is,
wow.
It's not Joe Rogan numbers, but it's respectable. I mean, I'm really proud of that. And I'm kind of blown away by it that we're reaching that many people. It's really very cool. But for me, I think the thing about the first season for me was just the experience of doing it, of us meeting every Friday. I can't tell you how much I looked forward to it every week. I mean, it really was, I block out my calendar for Friday mornings, and we would meet, and usually we'd have some just connecting time before we would start recording. And then this rhythm that we got into just was so helpful to me, And then the other thing I think that just sticks out to me about the first season is the first season has really helped me to pay attention to what I'm paying attention to. I think more than anything else, that right now, that's the thing that I take with me every day that came out of the first season. How about you, Am?
The two things that stood out for me was going over the topics gives me the understanding that I gain about what is happening in my mind and in my heart and in my soul. Like just understanding it just brings such a calm and a peace and an excitement. And then the other thing are the exercises. And we talked about, Curt, you suggested like going to the grocery store, noticing the person that puts your groceries in a bag, and then going back the next day and like looking him or her in the eye and saying, yesterday you packed my groceries and I really appreciate it. And the exercises, I haven't done that, by the way, but I'm going to. But
I just want to say, Amy, wait. I just have to say, I think, there is that one particular grocery employee whose life is waiting and hanging in the balance. It's waiting
Okay,
for it. Just all it needs is one act of gratitude.
One.
Just one.
One,
And I
that's
think
all.
that person works at your grocery store,
Right around the corner. I can walk there, in fact.
right?
So
Today, even.
yes. But and it's like the thing that strikes me with the exercises that I love about it is that I work so hard at so many things, and that is the right kind of work. Like the exercises
Yeah.
are bringing me the life I want and enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fabulous.
Well, I too, I think, for me, I also just both the sense of anticipation of the cadence of every Friday, it became not just this thing that somebody's doing, right? That we're doing, we're not making a product. It's not like that we own a factory that's making widgets and okay, so it's making widgets. There is this sense in which the being together itself was as and continues to be as life-giving and enriching as anything that's happening. And so I feel like the work that we're doing together has just so enriched my own life, and it has become a wellspring for me, such that to the degree that this is being helpful for you all who are listening to this, I think it is a direct function of what the Holy Trinity is doing in all of this creative work. We say that the Being No podcast is about what does it mean for us to discover and explore, and in that order in particular, to discover and explore.
Either order, really.
Yeah. What it truly means to be known, in order for us then to go on and create beauty and goodness in the world, for us to become outposts of beauty and goodness in the world. And I think that this work itself, like the gathering together on Friday mornings, is part of it. I think another part of it is that the feedback that I've received anyway has been so humbling and energizing and encouraging that it is all kind of in this kind of positive feedback loop, if you will, that I hear that. And that only even more so has me wanting to, kind of move on and get into the recording of the next season, which we have begun to do. And so I think that, we talk about this whole notion of interpersonal neurobiology and Christian spiritual formation. Like, I think the work on the podcast, it's forming me. It is forming me in ways that I'm just so grateful for. And so I thank God for your lives and for the way you all have continued to pour into mine and been well springs of comfort and conviction and confidence, all those for me. And I'm just really looking forward to this next season. We have recorded most of the episodes for season number 2, which again, folks, is going to drop on Wednesday, June 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I'm just so excited to continue on this journey. And I wonder, if either of you have anything you'd like to say about this upcoming season. I can talk a little bit more about it in a little bit.
Sure. The subject matter for the upcoming season is the 9 degrees, 9 domains of integration, which throughout the season I've been confusing with the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. So...
That's what we can name it. The 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
In addition to everything that you're going to, that I've learned this season and that we're all learning together, there is also just a lot of fun and humor that has happened this season that I can't wait for you all to hear. And just a continuation, a progression of the connection between us and this formation that's happening in real time. It's very, very cool.
In real time.
Yeah.
Well, and it strikes me like, okay, so the 9 domains, which now I'm always going to think of Kevin Bacon, but these domains of integration.
I'd like you to fry me up 9 slices of bacon.
Right. Of neuro. Yeah.
That's right.
But and our time, like, oh my gosh, So it's the coffers keep coming to my mind. It's like I'm filling the coffers with our time and what we talk about. And that's what I take. Like it used to be, I mean, shame is always there, regret. There are things there that like those are being pushed out. And what we're doing here is filling that.
Right.
So it's fabulous.
Yeah. I think, one thing for me is I have the opportunity to, in different venues, talk and train and teach, the lay public and other clinicians about these features of interpersonal neurobiology and these 9 different domains that we talk about. And it has been such a rich experience for me to have these conversations with the two of you and to receive your reflections, because I continue to learn. I continue to have these, each of these domains, like the Spirit of God continues to like knock on my door and say, let's take a look at this part of your life that Amy actually just mentioned on my behalf to you, that Pepper just revealed in his talking about that walk that he took, about the, I'm not going to give anything else away, about the things that he's witnessed and so forth, the stories that he's telling. I feel like in many respects, the writer of the Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun. And so it's not as if the discovery and the naming of these 9 domains makes them new to the human experience. I mean, they've always been here, but we're just now finding language and metaphor and motif to name them in such a way that God can, in the time that we have, apply them to our lives. And I'm just struck by, I think about, St. Paul's words when in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, when he writes and says, so we do not lose heart, even though our outer nature is wasting away, our inner nature is being renewed day by day. And this notion that like I'm newer today and tomorrow I'm going to be even newer than I am today. And on Sunday, I'm going to be even new. Like, I'm just thinking like, even the physics of this doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Because like you get your car, it rolls off the, comes out of the showroom and it's new. And from the moment you get into it, it's no longer new. Like you drive it off the lot and somebody hits you and it is really not new.
It's getting older day by day.
Right? It's getting older day by day. And there is this sense in which somehow the gospel, like the new heaven and new earth, like is reverse ordering all of this. And so the 9 domains, like, okay, I've been talking about this now for 17 years. And the way we're doing this even now in our time together is giving it even newer vitality for me than it was before 6 months ago. And so that's, and I'm just looking forward to you all sharing this. And again, it's not just we're experiencing and anticipating that this isn't just a matter of like listening to a podcast and being entertained for an hour, 30 to 50 minutes, whatever that is, that we long for you to have your attentions captured. We long for you to laugh. We long for you to access what you long for and what you grieve. But mostly we long for you to be renewed day by day. That's what we hope that the Spirit of God is doing by using this. So in practically applied content, we long for this to be something that God uses in the here and now to draw many sons and daughters to glory and help us all even more effectively put on the weight of glory that Paul talks about in that same passage. And so I'm just really excited about what we're going to be talking about, and we're going to delve more explicitly into these 9 domains that we hinted at in the first season. And we're going to drill down into these each one of those domains more specifically. And we trust that God will use that as a way to continue to use this interaction of neuroscience and Christian spiritual formation in such a way that not only enables you to be agents of creating beauty and goodness in the world, but that you will have the felt, viscerally sensed awareness that you're becoming that very outpost of beauty that God envisions from before the foundation of the world. So that's what we're hoping for, folks.
It's a small task, but it's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, I think we're up for it.
Somewhere.
I think we're up for it. That's right. That's right.
I think so too. It's been a joy up to this point. Just don't
up to this point. There are no guarantees. Yeah. Right. Wait, what did you say, Pat?
Just don't blow it tomorrow.
Yeah. No pressure, but
right. Right. Well, folks, we really have enjoyed your presence being with us, and we haven't really marketed this beyond what kind of just word of mouth has helped to spread this. And so we encourage you to spread the news about the Being Known podcast to those folks that you think it would be useful for and helpful for. And we look forward to spending time with you and with your friends and connections in the coming weeks. And again, look for us on Wednesday, June 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the launch of the second season of the Being Known podcast. Curt Thompson with Pepper Sweeney and Amy Cella, thanks so much for being part of this journey.